Welcome to Shut Your Mouth Lounge. I'm Alex. It's episode number 106. I got here with me Addy,
Hey,
Pink,
Hey,
Soon.
Hey,
We're fresh after the Game Awards, and guess what? It was super fucking underwhelming this year. No Smash,
oh wow,
no
I
Smash,
didn't see them.
no Smash DLC release, and fucking no Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. I don't think Capcom announced anything this year, despite the fact they said they were going to announce two things. Did they just move it to State of Play? Did Sony, outbid the Game Awards at the last minute or something?
I don't think wait, yeah, right, yeah. Never mind. I was like, I don't think they're having state of play this year. Then I remembered.
Alright. What they did announce the next Xbox, the Series X.
Yeah, the series. I hate the name series because it makes it sound like you've got a bunch of things that you're getting
What,
with the next generation of console.
Xbox Series
Here's part
Y.
1 of Series X, and you wait for part 2, and then the part 3, and then when you put them all together, you've got your full thing.
It's really dumb. Oh man. So, for one thing, it's a fucking tower.
yeah,
It's
it looks like a PC.
it's kind of thin for a PC, honestly. Well, it's
Um,
not. It's not long.
It's not
excuse me.
thin. It's not thin. It's just like it's a square.
Yeah, it's a rectangle, not a long. It's a short rectangle and not a long rectangle.
Yeah, like from the top down. It's shaped like a square.
It has no
Yeah.
length.
It has no grace. This console has a funny controller.
They added a share button, so now Xbox controllers and PlayStation controllers are even more similar.
They added. It is now on an SSD instead of a hard drive. That's probably
Yep.
the biggest
It's-
change.
It's also like I think it's supposed to be on an NVMe or whatever SSD, as opposed to the most common type.
Does that make any difference?
I think it makes it like a fraction of a second faster.
Ah, okay.
It'll be really small. It's only 3 controllers high, and it's only the width of a controller.
Okay, that's nice.
So it'll be really, really tiny.
I like that.
Eh,
Because the thing is, I'm having issues with relocating my Xbox One a lot of times when I have to freaking move because I'm bloody hell, I'm always moving setups. And so if that thing requires less space and won't die, I will not complain.
Heh. I also heard that it's going to have twice the storage space of the Xbox One, so 2 terabytes, right?
That'd be pretty sweet.
That's nice. Yeah. It's going to run in 4K 60 FPS, guaranteed, and it can technically run up to 8K. It supports 8K and up to 120 frames per second.
So yeah, graphics-wise, it seems to be competitive with the PS4. No, I said PS4. I meant PS5. Excuse me. I wasn't trying to slam it.
I was like, wow, roasted.
Fucking coming in with unintentional fire, I am.
But I don't know. I don't know how it's different from the Xbox One X in terms of graphics, right? Because Xbox One X already does 4K 60 FPS.
I think they said you can choose between 120 for 4K maybe, or freaking no, it was you can now you can choose between 1080p 120 and 4K 60. Like that's this difference graphics wise.
What'd you say? 4K 60 or what?
1080 120.
Yeah. You can play with like 1080p.
Huh. I mean, it sounds alright. There's nothing here that is, like... There's nothing here that's pulling me away from the PlayStation 5, though.
No.
It's not really competitive so far.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, don't care about resolution at this point. We've maxed out on resolution, I feel.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about that.
Like, and 60 FPS is fine. I don't need 120 FPS. I can't tell the difference between 120 FPS and 60 FPS.
Again, I'm not going to commentate on that. I'm not one of the graphics people. I know it's a big debate whether or not you can even see 4K and all that, and how we had that talk on the forums not very long ago at all.
I mean, you can see 4K. You just need a really big fucking TV. Like, I'm talking the length of like 2 NBA players.
Yeah, I don't
And
have
you
any...
need to be like 10 feet away from it at that point. No further, otherwise you won't be able to tell the difference.
Okay. So, I mean, this sure is a next-gen console.
Yep.
We
We know nothing else about it other than that it will release with Hellblade 2.
Yep. I kind of want to skip topics for this podcast. That's how fucking bad the Game Awards were this year.
What do you mean?
We've
What do
still
you
got
mean you don't
some
like
stuff to
freaking?
talk about, like Ghost of Tsushima, Wolf Among Us 2, and Weird West.
What the fuck is there to talk about these games that have just been announced with nothing to say about either of them?
How excited are you for them, Alex?
I don't
Are you
fucking
gonna
know.
pre-order? Get them on release day?
I'm excited for Humankind. I keep mentioning this.
You do, but I don't know anything about it other than you've kept mentioning it's like Civ, but with more of a focus on realism.
Yeah, it's more about like in Civ, you like choose one culture and you keep that throughout the whole game. In Humankind, you pick a culture on each era, which will define your gameplay for that era. And there's going to be over 60 cultures on release. You can also keep your culture from the previous era into the next era.
Okay.
And you also are able to customize your leader as opposed to having a default historical leader, and your leader's appearance will change based on your cultures that you select.
Okay.
And it's made by the Endless Legend and Endless Space people.
Okay. Call me if it has a good gameplay loop. Honestly. I really...
mean, it should.
I don't care about realism.
I didn't say that it was realistic. I never said that.
I mean, the fact that they're doing the thing where you can't be in 4000 BC as the United States...
I don't care about that very much.
I know, it's just the most frequently brought up feature about it. I don't know. Yeah. Whatever. Ghost of Tsushima, it has a release date. June of 2020, right?
Well, no, it's just summer.
Oh.
It's just a window.
Right, but a window is better than nothing.
Yeah.
And the trailer, other than that, revealed a whole lot of fucking nothing.
Yeah, other than that you're basically doing some revenge thing against the people who burned down your village that we saw in the previous gameplay.
Yep.
And you're sneaky and shit. And you're called the Ghost.
Well, we knew that.
Yeah.
Wolf Among Us 2 finally is going to actually be a thing. It's been dead in the water
Telltale's
since...
back from the dead.
Kind of. Kind of. To my understanding, the majority of the team that's at Telltale right now has never been at Telltale. They weren't at the original Telltale. The original
Right.
Telltale guys were called in as consultants,
Okay.
which speaks to how much of a fuck-up team that was.
Yeah.
Now, if memory serves, Pink is the only one here who isn't a fan of Wolf Among Us, right?
I'm the only one here who isn't a fan of Telltale.
I don't think Addie's a fan of Telltale. Addie's just a fan of Wolf Among Us.
That is true.
I am correct, right, Addie?
Yeah.
But regardless, I would say all three of us would agree that Wolf Among Us was very close to being Telltale's best. Probably second place after Tales from the Borderlands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I never
And
even
it
saw
left-
Tales of the Borderlands.
It left
You'd love
off
it.
with a big cliffhanger too.
I don't think so. I think Wolf Among Us kind of satisfied the plot.
What about like the reveal about the which princess was it? Was it Snow White?
No, Snow White is the love interest who works at the same place as Bigby. Are you talking about Ariel? Little Mermaid?
I think so. The prostitute.
Yes. Well, the only really big
Donkey
reveal...
skin?
Yeah, donkey skin. The only big reveal there was
Oh yeah,
that...
donkey skin. That's it.
The only big reveal there was that Bigby never even met Donkey Skin, and it had been Ariel the entire time.
Yeah,
Which is...
but it felt like they were going to do more plot line with that in the next game, based on how it ended.
Well, the thing is, they did do more plot line in the comic. So a lot of, like, where you might be left with, like, oh, where does Bigby go after this, would be answered by the comic, Fables.
Mm.
I am terribly curious where they could go. It's still set in the 80s. I think the appropriate follow-up question is, will we still have the pig roommate? Addie, do you even remember that fucking pig's name?
I'm thinking,
I don't.
but I don't.
I don't remember him either.
Colin.
Colin, yes, Colin. Yeah, I mean, they'll bring back a lot of the characters. I mean, of course, we're gonna see. Oh shit, the little monkey that was an alcoholic. Oh no. His name was like Glumpkin or something stupid like that.
Yeah, Munchkin.
Not Munchkin. It wasn't that. Oh shit, whatever.
Okay.
It was something like that.
Bifkin.
Yeah.
Bifkin. Yes, Bifkin. Like, there are some characters they can bring back. But, I mean, a lot of the cast that we would associate with Wolf Among Us 1 is gone.
Yeah.
Ariel might come back, but the Frog family, they're gone. They got sent to the farm. Like, what was the asshole in charge? Was that the guy from Headless Horseman? Sleepy Hollow.
Ichabod Crane.
Ichabod Crane.
Yeah.
Ichabod's gone now, because didn't they send him to the farm for what he'd done?
I think he got sent down the well.
No, you're right, you can send him down the well. It's your choice. I don't remember if I played Wolf Among Us, but if I did, I didn't put Ichabod down the well, I put the Crooked Man down the well. Oh, you know what? You know who's the character everyone's gonna pull for to come back for Wolf Among Us 2?
Who?
Bloody Mary.
Ah, yeah.
Mm.
She was the character that everyone was like, she was a cool character, and we didn't get nearly enough of her before she died.
Yeah.
Ah.
I'm trying to remember Wolf Among Us 1. I'm having a pretty hard time.
The best part of Wolf Among Us 1 was Glass Him.
I should probably play through it again. I have it on Steam.
Damn it, Addie. Oh, man. Soon, did you fall for the glass him trap?
The what trap?
The glass him trap?
I don't know what you're talking about. Like I said, I don't remember playing much.
Okay, so there's a scene where you go drinking with the lumberjack, right? The woodsman?
Yep. Yeah.
Alright. One of the prompts is, in brackets, glass him. There was one particular group of Let's Players, the Super Best Friends, who thought that particular prompt meant hand him a glass of liquor, right?
Yeah.
They pressed it, and Bigby, in the middle of a perfectly friendly conversation, picks up a fucking shot glass and smashes it over the woodsman's head.
Oh no, I knew what that meant. I was like, oh yeah, this means to do this.
Oh man, my favorite part of that is that the woodsman had an actually appropriate reaction. He actually just went, "What the hell, Bigby?" I appreciate when the AI actually accounts for the player being unpredictable. Oh man, yeah. And the last big announcement, well, Soon brought up the trailer for Weird West, but we know nothing about it other than Bloodborne, but Wild West instead of Victorian England.
Yeah,
And also
it's going to
top-down.
be an action RPG.
The top-down RPG part scares me.
Isometric.
The gameplay aspect scares me, but at the same time, I love Wild West and I love this kind of horror.
What else did they say about it? They said some other things
I'm conflicted
that I
about
found. It. Oh, have you heard of Hard West?
Hard West. No. It almost rings a bell, but I can't think of it.
Hard West. It basically is the same thing. It's a like Lovecraftian Wild West game.
Ooh, okay.
And it's mainly focused on the gameplay of like gunslinging, as opposed to there's no like loot or anything.
Oh, thank God. Those are the worst parts of RPGs.
Yeah,
My favorite part
you might
about
want to look
Bloodborne.
into it.
My favorite part about Bloodborne is that I don't have to pick up a new weapon every fucking 5 levels.
I would recommend it. You should probably get it.
Is Hard West
On
also
Steam.
top down?
Yes, it is.
I'll look into it.
Okay.
But yeah, Weird West seems interesting. And there's one.
I'm at the point where I see a top-down game and I run for my life. I hate them so much.
No,
I don't know
I
why.
agree. I also fucking hate top down in most cases. It's worse
Like
for
that-
shooters.
There's only one thing worse than freaking top-down, and that's bloody hell, I'm forgetting the name. The freaking view when it's like on a degree angle.
Isometric.
Yeah, isometric view. That's the only thing worse.
So, Pink, you remember our very, very first couchless co-op series, The Forest?
Yes, I do.
It's getting a sequel.
Oh man.
Sons of the Forest. So you remember how The Forest ended, right?
I do remember how the forest ended. How could I possibly forget?
It had a fantastic ending, and
Yeah.
boy oh boy is Sons of the Forest a good name for a sequel, huh?
Oh yeah.
And I will not spoil that shit for Soon, just in case Soon ever gets around to playing it.
Didn't you already spoil it for me?
I might have.
The sun gets infected.
You know, I think I might have as soon as it came out because I wanted to express how good of a title that
Yes.
was.
Yeah, you did.
Addy, you go play Forest. You already own a copy of it. Addy, you and I could still do a co-op playthrough just without Pink, honestly.
I mean, we could, but I'm still waiting on Pink to get his freaking Spider-Man PS4 in September.
Yeah, me too. I feel the same way.
Oh my God, was that 2 years ago?
Yes.
It wasn't 2 years, it was 1 year at this point.
I've
Feels
played
like 2
through
years.
Spider-Man PS4 three times
Oh,
during
fucking,
that time.
fucking Christ. Alright. So, Addy, do you know what's coming out on the channel this week?
Give me a sec to pull it up.
Alright, Pink, you got anything coming up on your channel?
I should probably. What I should do is actually export my stuff.
Meanwhile, on my own channel, on Thursday, there'll be another episode of my playthrough as the Moors in Total War Medieval 2.
What did I miss?
Nothing.
What's going on?
Soon, it's nothing. Tuesday, I will try to record an episode of Resident Evil 4. I'm really slacking on Resident Evil 4 real bad. And on Saturday or Sunday, I forget which, another episode of Civ 6 will come out. I don't remember which one. I think it might be the first part of our the one where I picked Tamar, Soon picked the Incans, and Pink took Canada.
Yeah.
Alright.
By the way, the game we are running right now I think is a tiebreaker, because I think we're all 1-for-1 for victories right now.
The game we're playing right now.
Yeah.
Well, we're still like pretty early in the game.
I know. I mean, like,
What
His
victory type do
yeah, I get
have?
what you're saying, because each game we all ended off with one of us was winner.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we've played 4 games, but 1 was a tie.
Yeah.
Dubs,
Right.
Dubs is 1-1, right?
Yes, Pink
You-
won the
you
one that
won-
Pink won the one that you weren't there for. You won the one where you were
Uh,
Inca, and we counted mine as a win when you played Mali.
Yeah.
That one was so short. I don't even remember who Pink played in that.
He
Guitarja.
played Guitarja, yeah.
Right. That's really bad because we recorded that 2 days ago.
And
So-
in this current one, it's pretty much going to be between you and Pink.
I mean, you might pull it out in the end. How much was there in the Incan game where it looked for sure that you'd win, and then I almost snuck in a religious or diplomatic victory?
That's true.
Like, a smaller country especially is going to have a better time with diplomatic victory, I think, because they're going to need less factories. Anyways, Addy?
Yeah, so on Monday, we're gonna have Devil May Cry 5 coming out, the second part.
Ah, yes.
And then on Friday is Sam Show 2, the one where we didn't use heavy attacks at all.
Oh, man, we should probably record another.
Yeah.
Alright. Is that it?
Yeah, it is.
You got anything coming out on your own channels?
Just freaking Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Alright. Alright. Soon, what have you done for the past week?
For the past week,
Yes.
let's see. I've played Civ 6, mostly.
Okay. In single player, or are you just counting our multiplayer games?
Single player. Yeah, I'm in a game currently where I'm playing as Korea, and I'm like 3 eras ahead of the second closest Civ.
Well, that's natural.
Yeah, yeah. I'm getting like 300 science per turn, and like the second AI is getting 100 per turn. And I'm playing on King difficulty too.
Oh man, I need to remember to use the Pantheon exploit to beat Deity.
Oh yeah.
Before it gets fixed in like 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years.
What else have I done? I tried to get into Pathfinder Kingmaker again, and I still don't really like it because it's too intimidating.
I don't even know.
Played some Warhammer 2.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, we played together.
We played like 10 multiplayer matches.
Yeah, all of them meme builds.
Yeah, you don't do non-meme builds. I don't know how you get through, like, so many campaigns, like, not building army. Because somehow I can't see you getting into campaign and being like, okay, my vampire army is all bats.
I don't do meme builds in the campaign. Because, like, you actually have progression and stuff. And so I usually don't do meme builds in campaign.
Yeah. Alright.
It's just like in multiplayer, it's just there's so many options that I just choose very limited options.
You just can't handle all the options that are given, so you're like, give me the most obvious shit ever.
Or the most stupid shit ever.
Yeah, I can get that. I can get that.
Yeah. Outside of that, what have I done? I feel like I watched something. I think I watched something. I don't know. I haven't finished The Good Place yet. I'll probably do that today or tomorrow.
Season
Right
4,
now
you
I've
mean?
got... What's up?
Season 4, you mean?
Yeah, season 4, the whole show, really. I mostly have been preparing for finals because finals are coming up.
Oh, my finals were last week.
My final, I only have one final actually, and it's Monday. So that's about it.
All right. Pink, what you been up to?
All right, let's see. Oh, I watched Zodiac the other week.
Ooh, I always hear about that being a good movie.
I thought it was a very good movie. It's like almost 3 hours long, and for a long time I didn't actually want to watch it because it's like I kind of already know how it ends. We never really convicted the guy, so what's the point of watching a 3 hour movie about it? But it was very good, very solid performances all around. Stars Jake Gyllenhaal, so that's always a plus.
And Robert Downey Jr., right?
And Robert Downey Jr. This was back in like 2007.
Right, when everybody still thought he was a drug fuck-up.
Yeah.
Now, are there any particularly strong performances from any of them?
I almost feel like the strongest performance was by Mark Ruffalo.
That's not
I thought-
surprising.
Yeah, I thought his character was the one that stuck out to me the most.
So, I know about the cast and everything, but I'm not entirely sure about, like, what roles they fill. So, all three of the aforementioned actors play the investigators, right?
Sort of. It's Jake Gyllenhaal plays the cartoonist who wrote the book Zodiac.
Yeah.
Downey Jr. is one of the investigative reporters, and Ruffalo is probably the head police officer on the case of Zodiac.
Yeah, okay. So, do they ever, like, even get an inkling of, like, who it is? Because I've heard of one specific line that gets brought up about the movie, and they say it's the line that changes the movie.
For the most part, I would say they absolutely sort of make it indicative that they do find the killer. It's just that the killer is never actually convicted.
Huh. I've the line I always see brought up from people as the big line of the movie is Jake Gyllenhaal meets some guy at his house and says, "You got a basement? Most people in California don't have basements." And the guy just says, "I do," in a very creepy voice.
Yeah.
That's the big moment that changes things, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. So, that movie is directed by David Fincher, right?
I think so. That does sound familiar.
Same guy who directed Seven and Social Network. And Fight Club. That's kind of an odd resume. One of those movies does not feel like the others, honestly.
I've never seen those other movies.
Seven is fantastic. You need to watch. If you like detective, thriller type stuff like that, Seven is like one of the peak movies.
All right.
It's one of the best.
I'll put that on my to-do list.
It is the only Kevin Spacey movie that has aged well because Kevin Spacey's the killer. And that's not really a spoiler because everybody knows it now.
What movie did you say? Did
Seven.
you say Usual Suspects? Oh, Seven.
Seven. Have you watched Seven?
No, but I know Seven.
You need to watch Seven. Seven's fantastic.
I mean, I've been wanting to watch it for a while, but I know like the entire
Right.
plot basically. They find a bunch of
I mean, you don't need
people
to
who are
summarize
murdered by
it.
this guy, and they're
You
like,
don't need to summarize it.
they're the 7 deadly sins, and then there's the what's in the box thing, and you never find out what's in the box.
Oh, no, you know what's in the box.
You know it's in the box, but you don't find out what's in the box.
You don't see it because you shouldn't see it because it would be too bad, but...
Yeah.
Seven is definitely one of my favorite films. Seven is one of those movies where you can be spoiled on everything and it's still a fantastic film.
Yep.
Like, I also think of Game of Thrones, the first 4 seasons and the 6th season. Because I was spoiled to shit on Game of Thrones going in, and I still had a fantastic time with Game of Thrones. If a show can be spoiled and it's still great, then it's a great show.
Yeah. Whereas, like, some movies that are, like, renowned for their plot twists, if you get spoiled on that plot twist, you realize that the movie is not good when you watch it.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work. Like,
Specifically, every M. Night Shyamalan film ever made.
some of them are fine. Some of them are worse than others. Like, the Sixth Sense is great. The Sixth Sense is great.
Oh, fuck that. That's literally the movie I was thinking of when I was describing how if you know the plot twist going in, the movie sucks.
Nobody interacts with Bruce Willis. Except the kid.
I know. The
What a
movie
sad
still
life
sucks,
for Bruce
though.
Willis.
Life is the wrong word to use, Pink.
What a sad afterlife for Bruce Willis.
It's such a dumb movie. It's terrible.
It's actually a pretty efficient horror movie.
No, it's not.
It's got one of the best jump scares in fucking history with in the tent with the little girl. Like, the thing with M. Night Shyamalan is M. Night Shyamalan cannot write to save his life. He can't do dialogue to save his life. And he can't fucking direct actors to save his life. But he understands horror, which is why he's only really good when he's doing horror. And he needs someone else looking over his shoulder, for the love of God.
Sixth Sense is just not a good movie.
Have you watched it?
Yes, I have.
Oh, alright.
I was actually super excited to watch it because everybody said that it's such a good movie. And it was terrible. The movie sucks. If you know the plot twist, the movie sucks.
Well, what about the plot twist ruins the movie?
It just, like, I guess the idea is that you're supposed to be shocked, and that's, I mean, everybody says that it's, like, one of the best plot twists ever.
Because you figure it out halfway through.
Okay. Yes, I know that.
The best plot twists are the ones that you can actually figure out.
It's still just such a dumb movie. It's so dumb.
Shoot me some actual fucking criticisms here, other than just saying it's dumb. Fuck me.
I mean, I can't remember much about the movie now, but, like, when I first watched it, it was just all around a really boring movie.
Alright, you fucking sold me. It's an awful
movie. The characters
movie.
were terrible.
Your argument, it just cut straight to the core. I can't fucking believe it. You've sold me. I hate The Sixth Sense now. It's one of my most hated movies. Fuck me.
I mean, I can watch it again and give you criticisms, but I don't want to.
Okay, if you don't want to, then that's okay, but don't come here with no argument and just be like, well, I should change my mind anyways.
I didn't say you should change your mind. I just said that the movie sucks.
Well, right, and I can dispute that. Alright, whatever. What the fuck were we even talking about? Right, Zodiac.
Yeah.
I should watch that sometime. It's always on Netflix.
Yep, that's how I watched it.
Yep. Is it still on Netflix?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to watch that. I'll try to do that sometime this week. Maybe then we can talk about it. Anyways, keep going.
It is rated R. I feel like it's not really needed, though. Because there's a lot of foul language.
Did they not describe his victims in detail? Oh, there he goes. Do they not describe the Zodiac Killer's victims in detail, like the things he did to the bodies? Do they not show any corpses?
No,
they don't. So is the R rating just from cursing?
I would say mostly so. There are 2 death scenes. I want to say they happen at the beginning of the movie and a little bit later, like maybe 20 minutes in, maybe.
Yeah, and
aside from that, there are really no other murder scenes.
Is Soon chewing gum?
No.
You are making.
Oh, good, because gum is nasty.
You're making all kinds of background noise.
I don't know why. I'm being, deathly silent.
There's always something weird coming from Soon's end. I don't know what it is.
our feedback.
The only thing I can think of is my roommate's blasting music.
Well, it's not
How
that.
dare he?
I think
Either that or the fact that I'm moving my mouse around right next to my speaker.
it might be feedback, as Pink mentioned. I don't know. You're not on your phone, are you?
Hmm?
You're not on your phone, are you?
I'm not using my phone now.
Okay. Anyways, so they have 2 murder scenes, but they don't actually like show them gorily.
No, it all seemed very tame.
Oh.
I was kind of taken aback by it because I thought, oh, it's got the R rating. It's about the Zodiac Killer. We're going to see some really intense stuff here. But no.
This might be one of those situations where they throw in lots of curse words just to boost it up to the R rating. Because they don't want it being PG-13 and kids to stumble into the theater like, oh gosh.
Oh, yeah.
And the movie was titled Zodiac, so I thought it'd be about the Zodiac. It'd be great for the kids.
Oops. Turns out it wasn't.
Yeah, it turns out this Zodiac movie's as serious as cancer, which is my Zodiac sign, by the way. Alright. Anything else?
Anything else I did this week? I feel like there was something else that I wanted to mention that I can't think of right now. Oh, the new operation for Rainbow Six came out last week. I didn't talk about it then because I didn't really play as any of the operators, but I have now. The 2 new operators are very good. The new defender more so than the new attacker because the new attacker is a sniper and those won't really take you very far on your own. But on a team level, if everyone's cooperating, I could see the new sniper and Kali being a absolute menace to society.
Now, I haven't been paying much attention. I believe you've already talked about the new operators before. The new attacker being the new sniper. What did he do differently? Or she? It's she, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think I've seen pictures, yes.
Yeah. Her thing is her scope is I forget the exact number, but it can basically zoom in much further than Glaz can.
Which is fucking useless.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool of them.
But yeah. In a more team-oriented play style,
It has
she can bust down a barricade in one shot, unlike Glaz's 3.
And it has piercing shots, doesn't it?
Yes.
Right, that's what was mentioned, yes. And the defender... Oh, shit, I don't even have any idea who the defender was. I'm gonna mute soon for a little bit, because that background sound is fucking killing me.
No problem. Or at least I hope no problem. So you might have a problem.
If Soon wants to talk again, I can unmute him very quickly. The defender... Jog my memory here. Just a short little thing.
So the new defender is basically the new Jaeger.
The new Jaeger. Something against grenades?
Yes.
So my question there would be, why even bring him in, considering Jaeger already does a good job at that?
That is an excellent question. My belief or assumption is that they want to
Nerf Jaeger?
kind of add an alternative to Jaeger. Because
Ah,
it's like a Jaeger, but not exactly the same.
has Jaeger...
It's like... I would compare it to the difference between Doc and Rook. Where Rook, at the start of the round, you drop your bag, everyone gets armor, everyone has a nice day. Doc, he has to proactively use his utility to get anything out of it. Same thing with Jaeger and Wamai. Jaeger can put his ADS down and it will keep the room safe. With Wamai, over time he will earn his little magnet charges. So it's a lot like you've actually not played as Legion, but Legion over time he will gain access to his goon mines. That's how it works with Wamai.
Okay.
So over the course of the round, he will get access to all his little magnet things. So
So let me get this right. They looked at this top-tier character that everybody picks for every game, and they're like, man, what if our next DLC was a shittier version of that?
But they've balanced him very well because they're encouraging you to play him more as an anchor or maybe a lurker, possibly. But they gave him a assault rifle as well, which...
Jaeger only has an SMG and a shotgun, doesn't he?
Yes.
And assault rifles rule the fucking day in Rainbow Six.
Yes. So I would put Wamai's gun over Jaeger's.
But is he a 3-speed?
He is not a 3-speed, I don't believe.
All right,
I believe he's 2 armor 2-speed.
Jaeger's still better than
So,
him.
yeah, that's the main difference between the two.
So,
In terms of gunplay.
the main difference is Wamai is slightly worse. He's a little more capable of playing anchor. But I mean, 3-speeds still aren't that bad for playing anchor anyways. Because 3 armor, 1 armor makes very, very little difference to begin with. You still die in 3 shots. Ubisoft's way of balancing some things just fucking confounds me. Someone's car alarm is going off. That's fantastic. Whatever. It ended. Okay, anyways, Pink, I'm gonna assume you just... Okay, I think Pink's call dropped. I've got Soon muted, and Addy muted himself.
I'm here now.
Okay. And the car alarm is still going off. That was fantastic there. That little 5 seconds of just me
What about feedback soon?
angry at the fucking... Let me unmute Soon if he's talking.
Yeah, it's still pretty bad.
It's still pretty bad. What is going on here? Is this?
Wait,
is it
speak-
better now?
No, it's worse. So
Worse.
It
Seriously?
didn't sound any different to me.
I don't even know what's going on.
troubleshooting, live troubleshooting.
What are you even hearing?
Right now I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah, right now it's fine.
Right now it's fine. Okay.
Hang on.
Yes, but when multiples of us speak at the same time, it's like people are munching in the background as you speak.
Oh, that's because you're hearing yourselves.
Yeah, that's feedback. That's
Yeah.
what feedback is.
All right.
I
Okay.
guess I can turn down the volume.
So, Pink, talk about that defensive operator and your little experience with him while I go turn off the heater because it's burning me out of the fucking room.
Oh, you poor soul. So, I've really been enjoying my time with Wamai. Because he is the more anchor-friendly Jaeger, I really enjoy that playstyle, because it's fun to creep around in the objective room and deny people from entering. His guns are fantastic. Like I mentioned before, he's got the assault rifle that is used by IQ, which is very good. It's ugly as sin, but it's still very good. His other SMG is the one that Mute has access to, which is a good gun, but stat-wise and probably recoil-wise as well, you're better off with the assault rifle.
Yeah.
It's just better in every regard, so there really wasn't a reason to even give him a secondary option. But if you want it, there it is.
Okay. So, one question I do have that just popped into my mind, it's not really about the new operation. When you're at, like, let's say medieval, yes, mid-level play of Rainbow Six, which is to say better than me or Addy, when you're playing by yourself, do you still have the same situation you do at low-level play where there's, like, 4 anchors and 1 person roaming?
It still happens sometimes quite frequently, but for the most part, there's almost always somebody who chooses, like, a Jaeger or Caveira or something to go off and roam. You see a lot of vigils. There are also a lot of people that don't like anchoring.
I hate
So,
it.
yeah, it's not always the funnest thing, and you often feel a lot more in control when you're not anchoring, or at least there are a lot of people. There are some people that don't like roaming because then they feel like they are not in control anymore, but it's all up to personal preference with that.
Yeah. So it's variable. It's not like a hard and fast team meta.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I would say for Rainbow Six, unless you're doing like competitive level stuff or maybe even ranked, I don't know. I don't really dip into ranked all that much. There's no hard set meta. Everything's pretty scattered about.
Ooh, okay.
Though the one thing that I did want to touch up on, which is why I even brought this topic up, was that Cade was buffed after. Well, he's been buffed a little bit across the year, but a year after release, he's finally been buffed to a point where I find him to be playable and usable and actually fun to use. And I feel like a mad scientist when I'm using him because he's got those electric claws.
Yes.
So I can reinforce some walls and drop some barbed wire down and plan it perfectly so that I can electrify both my walls and the barbed wire, which will prevent people from being able to come in through certain situations. Like I was playing on the basement in the bank one time, and I had basically there's this little hallway type section that people would have to cross through in order to access the objective room.
Yeah.
So we walled off that. Everybody put their barbed wire down. There was a shield in front of the doorway as well, so they would have to vault over that. So because my electric claw was there, electrifying both reinforcements, all the barbed wire, plus the shield, when it comes down to 15 seconds and people have to start making a move, they couldn't because once they vault over the shield, they're taking damage from all the barbed wire, all the reinforcements, and the shield on top of that. So it was like an instant down and out for them.
Nice.
And it made me feel so proud of my handiwork.
Yes. I love it. All right. That's great. All right. You play anything else?
I don't believe I did.
Okay. Addy, what you been up to?
Right. So, I played a bit of Soul Calibur 6, obviously,
Yep.
because it's free. The story mode is, well, ruined by loading times, I guess, is the best way I can put it.
I noticed when I was going through the character creations that loading times were abysmal as well, so that doesn't bode well for anything else.
Yeah, the story mode, like, the story mode could be, fun and engaging and shit, but every time when I've given it a chance, either versions, like either the freaking Tale of Souls or the actual in-game character story modes, I just don't care by the third fight because there's so much loading times I forget what's happened. And it's like you have to wait half a minute to a full minute of loading to then have like a 20-second match and then it's back to loading.
Right.
Oh my god.
I remember Soul Calibur 3, that little story mode or whatever, I forget what it was called, that had pretty bad loading times as well, but it never felt too long because they had those little, what are they called? Just little blurbs to kind of tell you what you were doing, where you were going across the world and whatnot. And I was usually fully loaded by the time I scrolled all the way down with those.
Oh yeah.
But it certainly didn't help with the replayability because once you've already gone through those stories, it's like, okay, I don't want to read this stuff anymore. I already know what's going on.
Oh man. That was actually one of the best things about Soul Cal 3. Soul Cal 3 fucked up a lot of stuff, but not that.
Yeah.
Anything to say about Soul Cal 6's kind of gameplay structure?
What do you mean by gameplay structure?
I'm sorry.
How different is it from previous Soul Caliburs? Most importantly, Soul Calibur 2, because that's the one I played the most, and that's the one I remember the most.
I have most of my experience, Pink, of Soul Calibur 2 is that one freaking video that we did.
Oh.
You gotta keep in mind, he started with Soul Cal 3.
Technically, I started with Soul Cal 0, and then I skipped 1 and 2, and then I have actual memories of 3.
Did you ever play any of the later ones, like 4, 5?
I played
6,
5.
obviously, which you're playing right now.
I played 5, yeah.
5. I did not play 5. I don't even remember what system 5 was released on.
PS360.
All right.
SoulCal 5 had great gameplay, it just had stupid story.
Was that the one with Darth Vader, or was that?
Oh, that's the
4?
one with Ezio. You're thinking of
Okay.
4.
4 was what really ruined the series for me.
Yeah.
It was just so bad.
It's like I played 4 and I was like, yeah, this is terrible. I'm not gonna buy this game, and I'm gonna forget they ever made a 5 because here we are.
Yep.
I forgot they made a 5.
Everyone forgot they made a 5.
That's because they killed off like 90% of the characters, and Killick was freaking Edgemaster, but he was also in the game.
Yes, I do remember that.
Also Ezio. But yeah. I literally only bought that game because of Ezio, because I was like, I wonder how the hell they freaking turned him into a fighting game character, and they didn't.
And they didn't. How do you turn a guy that jumps off rooftops into hay bales into a fighting game character?
I mean,
yeah.
he was alright, honestly.
He was okay, but
he was too zoning focused.
yeah. I would have liked it if he was more, up close and personal, considering he has freaking, like, the thing is, he has all of those tools. The guy has an armory on his back. Yeah, you choose to use the crossbow.
Oh, lots of crossbow.
Yeah.
Not so crossbow. Holy shit, that was, yeah, ugh.
But yeah, so gameplay wise, it's like 5, more or less. Yeah.
It's a lot like 5.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because 5 had good gameplay, it just wasn't SoulCal 2.
Yeah, the big issue that I'm having with freaking issue, I don't know why I said that. the big difference between 5 and this game, which is the actual way to put it.
Yeah.
So the big difference between 5 and this thing is that instead of having a super, you have like 3.
You.
Yeah.
You.
So you can choose between having the freaking cinematic super, and then you can choose. I think it's depending on character, or maybe I'm just not inputting the right inputs for some of them. But as well as the cinematic super, there's just get off of Mickey Eye super, where it gives you a buff, from what I can tell.
Yeah, there you go. Alright. Anything else to say about it?
It exists.
Oh, the roster is not great. The roster is not great.
No, it's really not.
There are, what, 16 characters in the game?
I didn't count it. I just saw it was not a lot.
They're not really good picks either.
Yeah.
There's the mandatory guys: Killick, Xianghua, Maxi, Siegfried, Taki, Sophidia. And, fucking, oh god, Ivy's dad. What's his name?
Cervantes.
Cervantes is for some reason made it into every fucking one of these games. Is Cervantes the Heihachi of Tekken?
Yes, Cervantes is the Heihachi of Tekken.
Shut up.
But yeah, I don't like some of the redesigns.
I don't like any of the redesigns. They're all too anime.
I don't mind Nightmare's cape. Otherwise, it just looks like Nightmare to me. So I don't dislike that one.
Nightmare to me never really advanced past SoulCal 2.
I mean, this is just trying to be SoulCal 2, so
It's fucking failing.
Yeah.
SoulCal 2 was not this anime. There is so much anime here, it's ridiculous. Is that about it?
Well, yeah. So for SoulCal, and then I also
Soul Carl. I really hope you said Soul Carl, Because that would
I
really
might have.
work for the character I just made.
I might have said so, Carl.
Because I may or may not have just made Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Hey, Siegfried, we're gonna go fight some fucking nightmares or what?
And then we discussed this off recording, but I also tried out Heimdall and the new keyboard and mouse controls.
You certainly did. Does anybody have anything to say about that? Any Smite experts at all? Someone with, like, I don't know, 5 years of Smite experience? No? Okay,
What?
he has definitely just walked away from the computer.
All right,
Hello? What happened? Am I here?
nothing.
Nothing at all soon. Anyways, let's discuss things that aren't Smite. Addy?
Yeah. Let's see. What else did I do? I did something else. Whatever. Let's keep moving.
All right. Well, most of what I did this week was fairly boring, honestly. I continued to play through Bloodborne. I've been playing through the old Hunters DLC. Finally beat that first boss, Ludwig. That's a pretty fun boss. That second phase of that boss fight is real fucking cool. And I finally got the weapon that the old Bloodborne Masters advised me to do. And let me tell you, it's some crazy bullshit. I got a big fucking sword that shoots lasers. Because, you know, Victorian England. That's how they did things back then. There is one particular boss fight in the old Hunters DLC that is by far the best boss fight in the entire game. And I'm sad.
Which one is that?
Lady Maria. She is the one that everybody talked about. And going in, I'm not gonna lie, I assumed everybody talked about Lady Maria because they wanted to fuck her. Because that's how people work, right? Some jackass porn artist made a bunch of Rule 34 art of this chick, so everybody loves her. No, everybody loves Lady Maria because she is Virgil. She is just Virgil from Devil May Cry. She dashes around at the speed of light, turns into a blur. She has two katanas, and she does Iaido with both of them. You know, as you did back in Victorian
England.
Victorian England. And in order to fight her, you must first fight a bunch of weird giant blob men that summon meteors from outer space. Victorian England. And one thing about the Old Hunters DLC I've really noticed. So, something I found out that Dark Souls fans really dislike about Bloodborne. Bloodborne apparently has a very small variety of weapons relative to the Dark Souls series, right?
Yeah.
I guess Old Hunters was their way of dealing with that. Because in the vanilla game, there are like 15 weapons, I think, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, Old Hunters adds 10. 10 whole new weapons. That's more than 50% of the weapons that were in the base game. Does that not seem crazy to anyone else?
No.
Keeping in mind that Bloodborne uses the trick weapon system, so every weapon is inherently two weapons in one. So you take that 25 and take it times 2, and that means there's basically 50 weapons.
Which means you have a 25% chances of winning a sacrifice.
25% chance of sacrificing something to the old gods. Oh, this game's creepy in all the best ways. Bloodborne at its best is not an RPG. It is a combat-heavy survival horror. When Bloodborne is trying to be scary, that is when it's at its best.
Yeah.
And I think there's something you'd agree with me on. From Software excels at one particular thing that most other game devs don't.
What's that?
Surrealism. The moments in the game where you're just like, what the fuck? Did you ever kill the brain of Mensis?
The brain of Mensis? Probably.
The big fucking brain man out of eyeballs that was in Murgo's loft.
One second. Let me look up a picture. No, I did not.
Okay, yeah, I won't say then. But like the
What
moment
happens?
when you dive into the lake and find Rom, that's a great moment of just like, wait, what? Like,
Oh yeah, the lake. That one was pretty cool. Where you find the spider.
yes.
Yeah.
There is a lot of that to go around, and I think that's where Bloodborne is at its best. Where Bloodborne is at its worst are the times when it remembers it's an RPG, and it's like, hey, time for grinding. And now that I've crested that peak of grinding, I'm not going to bitch about Bloodborne much more, because now we're just down to the stuff I really enjoy. The lore, the Lovecraft stuff, the combat, the survival horror. But my god, that grind was fucking terrible for the minute that it was there.
You mean the 3 days that it was there?
Yeah. No, it was more than 3 days. It was like a week.
Okay.
Admittedly, I've been playing through this at a fairly slow rate, partially because I was finishing school for the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
I've made way more progress this week than I think I have any previous week. I'm very close to finishing the game. I have got down to the final boss of the DLC, and let me tell you, he is a motherfucker. Did you ever see The Orphan of Cause?
No, but I heard about him.
Oh, he's something. He is something. Just not to hang on it. Well, I do want to mention one thing. Did you go through and finish most of the Chalice dungeons?
No, I did not. I got about halfway through.
Okay, it's a good thing for you then, because there's one of the Chalice dungeons that reduces your health by 50%.
Mm.
And let me tell you, that one sucks. That one really sucks.
Yeah,
Because
I got really sick of doing the Chalice dungeons. By the point that I realized that I had to beat the game several times to get the platinum, I was like, yeah, no, I'm done. Bye.
Thankfully, the Chalice dungeons you only have to do once.
Yeah, I know. I know I only have to do the Chalice dungeons. But the game I have to beat 3 times.
Yes.
Which is just not happening.
Though the question would be, do you want to do it in New Game or New Game Plus? Because New Game Plus, oh boy, every enemy is tougher now.
Yeah.
And you don't get to try out a
new Game Plus.
I think I might just set up 2 more characters. I'll go for the plat, because fuck it, I like this game. And this time I won't...
Do one with, like, the,
Blood Tinge.
with an actual health-based character.
Yep, that's part of why I'll be playing through again, because this time I won't fuck up the character build. So, way less grinding. I want to build a gun-based character just for how dumb it is. Anyways, I just have one broad note about Bloodborne that I want to put in. So, I've mentioned before with Souls that one of the statements that I think best summarizes how Souls games handle difficulty is, they're not difficult, they're just unforgiving. The margin of success versus failure is not too terribly imbalanced against you. You know, once you know how to win, you can win pretty easily.
Yep.
The thing is just, when you don't know how to win, you get your shit pushed in really hard.
Yeah. Have you found Logarius yet?
Logarius. Not only did I find Logarius,
wait, is it Logarius? The king.
The guy on top of the castle, yes. Not only did I find Logarius, he fucking bit me over a table and went to town on me for a full week.
So you had a hard time beating him too?
Yes. Logarius is a fucker.
Oh yeah, he was the one that I had the most trouble.
Definitely. Him and Cleric Beast are the only ones that took me more than 10 attempts.
Yeah, Logarius is terrible to fight.
He is? You know what I did? I fucking rung the bell and called in 2 people to help. Let me tell you, that battle changed its tune pretty quick.
Oh, I never called anyone in to help on any boss.
So I had to on Logarius. I was just at wit's end. I was just like, fuck this.
Yeah, Logarius was very, very hard.
I might end up doing it on the one of the bosses in the Old Hunters.
I managed to finally beat him by myself, though, and that was
I have to.
His moveset just does not fit into Bloodborne, I feel.
No, it doesn't. He's a Dark Souls boss in the middle of Bloodborne.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can't really counter him as well in Dark Souls.
Like, the thing is that he's too evasive.
Bloodborne is very, very evasive.
Bloodborne is all about playing aggressively, getting up in the face and kicking ass, preferably going up their ass.
Yeah.
Logarius will not stop flying away from you like an asshole.
Yeah, there's also the problem with, like, the orbs that he spawns that deal, like, all of your health.
Yes.
The skulls! Oh my gosh.
They were bad, but it was kind of funny that you wound up getting them yourself if you found the right item.
Oh, yeah.
The time has come.
But man, Logarius was just such a motherfucker.
He was. He really was. I couldn't get over it. It's absurd, because nobody else mentions him being the hardest boss. Like, when they, like, say, oh, the top 30 hardest bosses in Bloodborne, he's like 14. And I'm like, really? Someone had more trouble with Maria than with Logarius? Like, someone had more trouble with the fucking Shadows of Yharnam than Logarius?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Logarius was even harder than the final boss. Well, not the final boss, the second one.
Not the notoriously easy moon presence.
Yes, when I say final boss, I mean
Germon.
The actual final boss, not the epilogue.
Yeah, Germon, yeah. Moon presence is almost kind of a victory lap, really.
Yep. Like, Germon took me less attempts than Logarius did.
Is Germon basic? I gotta ask a question. Who is the boss that Germon is most similar to? Is he Gascoigne Part 2?
Oh, for Bloodborne? I don't know. He's most like the other final bosses in Dark Souls.
Okay.
Specifically the one with the giant flaming sword.
Gwyn?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna play through Dark Souls 1 after Bloodborne. I finished Bloodborne.
I would say probably Maria.
Very aggressive with attacks with wide radiuses.
Yes.
Yes.
Very fast.
Very fast. That's good. That's actually making me excited. I really enjoy those boss fights. The boss fights I hate in Bloodborne are either keepaways like Logarius or fucking Cleric Beast and his bullshit.
Yeah.
And
he's very hard to dodge.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. He'll probably be fun, especially considering you can just challenge him directly. You can just directly challenge him from the Hunter's Workshop, can't you?
Maybe? I don't think so.
Oh well, I'll get to him.
Yeah, he's got a huge scythe that he uses.
I've seen it.
And he uses multiple weapons as well. I think he can use all of the weapons that you can. Minus the old hunter.
As he should. I like that. I like the idea of him switching weapons. That's really cool.
And he has blood vials.
Well, of course he would. I'm honestly more shocked Gascoigne didn't have blood vials, honestly. As if he needed to be harder. I want to try and hurry up through Bloodborne, but I do want to...
There's I think there was 3 stages.
Yeah, that's Bloodborne for you. I do want to note real quick, the Old Hunters has a fucking boss in it that is... You remember Cleric Beast, right?
Yeah.
Cleric Beast's entire thing was, if you're on his front or his right, then you can't beat him. If you're on his... Or if you're on the opposite sides, though, he's actually fairly easy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, imagine Cleric Beast, but now all of his attacks deal a fire area of effect that hurts from the back. So there is just no longer any safe area to attack the Cleric Beast.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a boss in the Old Hunters.
Nice.
Oh, it took me, honest to God, 3 years to beat Cleric Beast. It's gonna take me 3 fucking more to beat this guy! Whatever. I just want to note one broad thing about Bloodborne. Like I said, it's not difficult so much as it is unforgiving. However, there is a problem. The Souls games in general love to not tell you things. The tutorials are very, very lean. They will tell you the buttons. That is the extent of it.
Yeah. Oh, also, one thing to note about Gehrman, you have to parry. You cannot beat him if you don't parry.
That's something to keep in mind, okay. But here's the thing. Bloodborne is one of those games that also tries to use, let's say, intuitive tutorials. Where the tactics that a certain enemy takes up, fighting that enemy is your tutorial to generally stay with that kind of strat throughout the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
The way the game teaches you to be aggressive is fighting the Cleric Beast.
Yeah.
Because if you try to play defensively, Cleric Beast will just whoop your ass. You have to go up his ass if you want to win.
Yep.
So this is part of the weirdness of Bloodborne's difficulty structure, is that it's a game that's not forgiving, but at the same time, it expects you to learn by doing. So you're going to spend the first 5 hours just getting your fucking ass beat by Cleric Beast. It's an odd gameplay structure decision, I guess. I mean, I would logically think, well, these games just aren't for everyone, right? But the Souls games sell stupid well.
Yeah.
They're a big success. It's confounding. It's honest to God confounding. There are lots of other games that can be difficult like this and unforgiving like this.
Oh, shoot. In the second stage, Gehrman can parry you.
Oh, I love that. That's great.
And he has his own gun.
Well, of course he does. He's the first hunter. But yeah, that's enough of Bloodborne. I know Addie and Pink are sitting over there fucking typing shit into their phones or something. Most efficient way to kill self.
Drop hang.
Oh, man. Other than that, I can't immediately think of anything that I would have watched or played. Warhammer 2. I guess I can talk about
Warhammer 2, yeah.
Have you played Rapunce yet? Her campaign.
Oh, yeah.
How far did you get?
I basically killed off the vampires, and I started a war with Setra.
Okay, you moved right on to Setra, really.
Yeah.
Huh. I just stopped after conquering Al-Haik. But I had to go back and stop some beastmen or something.
Oh, I beat Al-Haik like on turn 2.
So did I. That's just the way you have to do the start of every Total War campaign is fucking rush.
Yeah, otherwise they'll end up building an army and...
It's especially important for Rapunce or Khalida or one of the others who starts in like shitty minor settlements.
Yeah.
Because if you don't rush a major settlement, you'll be stuck in fucking Hoboville for like God knows how many turns.
I went straight to war with Setra. I was going to attack his capital, but his garrison is crazy right now.
Yeah, I
ended up killing one of his armies.
I don't think I'm gonna go to war with Setra anytime soon. I'm gonna try and take like some of the stuff in the mountains, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but Rapun's her like explosion is insane.
I've not had to use it yet.
Oh, use it! It will literally like kill 60 units every time you use it.
Oh, Jesus!
Yeah, I was getting 400 kills per battle with Rapun's.
This update has already made like I think 3 of the new strongest legendary lords.
She like is a 1-person army. Like I literally had her. I just ran her ahead of the rest of my army. Had her in the middle of like 5 units of skeletons and zombies, and she stood there the whole battle, and she beat those 5 units.
It's incredible. The DLC Legendary Lord packs that we've got recently, Ten Halloween looks really fucking tame compared to the rest of these guys. We got Ikit Claw, by far the strongest Legendary Lord in the game. Nakai, a big beefy boy. Wolfheart, killer of giants. And now we've got Snitch, a fucking lawnmower. Malice, who can refill his entire health at will. And Rapunce, who is a fucking tank.
With a nuke.
With a nuke. And she gets a second tank as a sidekick.
Yeah.
Baby tank.
It's a tank with a smaller tank inside. Oh no! This tank fires smaller tanks. I have to say, this is one of the stranger DLCs and updates. Because none of the units they really added, other than the Medusas looked nice, by all means. But for the most part,
Yeah.
all the stuff they added, like in terms of battle stuff, really underwhelming.
Oh yeah.
The meat of this is the new campaigns. Because Malice, Snitch, and Rapunzel all have great new campaigns that are different experiences. I think well, of course, it's a fantastic update. They fucking reduced the turn times. Oh, Mortal Empires is an entirely different game now, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
The kind of progress I would ordinarily take me 3 hours to make, I made in a single hour. It's good stuff. Other than that, I don't think I particularly did anything. So I think we can go ahead and call it here. This will be the shortest podcast yet at 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Did Addy talk about what he did?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Addy did talk about what he did. Soul Cal 6, remember?
Oh wow. Oh.
All right, speaking of
He does at least like 10 things.
You've been slacking, Addy.
Addy, speaking of slacking, say bye.
Bye.
That was soon. That doesn't count.
You
Addy.
can't always save them.
People in
Addy.
California don't normally have basements.
Oh hey, they added Pathologic 2 onto Game Pass. Are we still podcasting?
We are.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Addy to say bye! Addy'll drag it out for the rest of the hour.
Yeah.
That's how we get our
It's-
2-hour
it's-
podcast.
It's 4 more minutes.
I mean, yeah, we can get it up to an hour and 20. That we might have had an hour and 20 podcast before, honestly.
There have definitely been shorter ones every now and again.
Addy doesn't want to set records. He wants to be mediocre.
Addy, say bye.
No, I refuse.
He is a conscientious objector to this word you say, bye.
Farewell.
Close enough! Oh, later.